Welcome to Spotlight on Heavy Rotation. This is a show where Filipino artists introduce new music and tell the story of how it was made. My guest is an anomaly. He's a paradox. He's strangely familiar, funny but deep, new but old, cool but smooth, but awkward and real. A half Filipino, half Kiwi dude from western suburbs, Melbourne, Australia. And there's one word that defines him. It's ridiculous. So help me welcome GMC to the show. What up, man?
What's going on, bro? How are you?
I'm good. How are things down in Oz?
Good, man. Good. A bit cold at the moment, especially in Melbourne. But yeah, good.
Nice.
All things considered with the COVID and everything like that. Yeah, they're good.
Now, you guys haven't opened up yet, right? Everything's still kind of on lockdown, or?
No, we did open up, but then we had a couple of new cases, and so we go into like these things called circuit breaker snap lockdowns. So the city closes down for like a week, and then once the cases start going down again, it's like on and off. But so far so good.
Okay, so during the pandemic, how were you able to maintain?
To be honest, going for walks. That was one of the few things we were allowed to do. Just going for a lot of walks, shooting some hoops, and writing music and making music when we could. Yeah.
And I saw that video, by the way, of you like shooting some hoops. Was that you hitting from the corner?
Yeah, I didn't get. Yeah, that was me, but I didn't get any of them. They were behind the backboard. They were like, we were trying to do trick shots, but I didn't hit any. But
nice.
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
All right, so let's talk about your bio for a quick second. You took us on a trip, man, but ended up with the word ridiculous. Now, what is it about this word that makes the most sense to you?
It's just the fact that like a half Filipino, half Aussie dude from Melbourne, Australia makes rap music or rap R&B music, and I'm just it's a bit ridiculous, and I'm a bit funny looking for a rapper. So, and like even the accent, like you hear me talk and then you hear me spit, people are like, "Is that really you? What's going on?" Like it's just I'm a bit of an anomaly, as the bio says.
So let's take us on a journey. So take us back to the day when music became part of your life.
Oh, it's been a part of my life since I was a kid, because having a Filipino mum, just constant karaoke in the house, just constant music in the house, and just being encouraged to dance and sing as a kid. Like it's been ingrained in me since I was a little kid.
Nice. So when did you know that music was the thing for you, that you were gonna take it to the next level and start doing your thing? Like, who was that first person that you told that you were going to go through with this?
Well, it's weird because it's sort of been a gradual process with a couple of turning points. Like it's sort of come in phases. So there was a point in my teens where I started writing raps and trying to produce beats. And you could say that was sort of one turning point where I'll try to start making music and just at least show my friends, or, small circles on the internet. And then, I've had quite a long journey. So there's been a couple of turning points, but the biggest one I reckon was in about 2019, 2020. I went through a breakup and just made this EP called Smoke at Night, and really sort of developed my relationship with auto-tune. And it's just been all guns blazing since.
Yeah, I always tell like people, if you end up dating someone who's a musician, just be careful, because if you guys break up, the next album might be because of you. So
that was pretty much what happened. It's happened a couple of times actually. It's becoming a pattern of behavior.
Yeah. So you mentioned that turning points happened several times in your journey. Now, would you say that this grind has been easy or difficult for you?
Look, it has its moments. Sometimes it's really difficult. Sometimes it feels easy because things sort of fall into your lap. But all in all, it's pretty challenging. But I enjoy it. Like if you got to love what you do, and I haven't stopped yet, so I'm still loving it. So hopefully, it keeps going in that upward trajectory.
Yeah. So most artists, they'll get caught up in that rut where they feel like there's nowhere to go. How do you get yourself out of something like that?
I just remember I just remember where I started and how ridiculous the whole concept is of trying to chase fame, and how ridiculous it is me trying to chase it, just knowing who I am.
Yeah.
And I don't get caught up in, my mind's own projection of GMC or whatever. It's just, I'm just still the regular dude that loves to make music, and any step forward I just treat as a blessing. So, I just keep counting the blessings as opposed to getting caught up on the, on the mishaps or the shortfalls in life. So, yeah.
So before I get into some of your music, like I always tell people when they ask me about Filipino artists, like who is coming up, the first thing I always say is Australia is on fire right now. They have like so many amazing Filipino artists coming out of Oz, right? Horizon is one. My girl Olivia Esquias. Then there's Laura Andalo, Alicia Serena, Zarina, Moju. I mean, I can keep going. There's so many. Yeah. Oh, I can't forget my man LOC and Xylo. Yeah. So I gotta big up the fam there. But from your perspective, I guess maybe tell me, why do you think this is happening? Why is there such a resurgence of like Filipino artists all of a sudden starting to really blast off in Australia?
That's a good question, man. I'm not sure. I think it's always sort of been there bubbling underneath, like a lot of Filipino artists. But I think as like the culture changes in hip hop, and just the culture changes on the internet in general, becoming, very inclusive and quote unquote woke and all that kind of stuff. I think people that used to think there was no space for them in music circles, like the upper echelon music circles, I think people think, well, they're starting to see representations of people of the same nationality in the spotlight. So I think more people are like, who's to say I can't give it a crack? Like, so I think that might play a part. Maybe technology as well. Yeah. And the internet, like a lot of young kids, whether they be Filipino or not, have got access to technology and can make a song quicker than, say, back 10, 15, 20 years ago. So it's probably a culmination of things, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love it. Like I said, like there's so many artists that inspire me out in Australia. Like the more I keep hearing and discovering them, man, it's crazy. I mean, I got to add a couple to the list. Clarissa May is one, Timba, Jessica Jade. I mean, there's so many amazing Filipino artists out there. So
actually doing a song with Jessica Jade. Oh, we've done the song, but we're going to do a film clip for it in July. So that should be cool. It's called "Tell You Something." That should be sick. I'm excited about it.
So I want the exclusive when that comes out, right?
yeah. Easy for sure.
All right, brother. So let's talk about the few tracks that you did bring in today. We're gonna start with Natural. This is with Rini. I've been definitely a fan of Rini since we brought Heavy Rotation back. And you and I actually had some conversations about you connecting with Rini. But talk about this a little bit more, because you did another collaboration with him called Toyota. That was back in 2018, and I think that was your biggest song streaming wise to date, right?
No, Natural was.
Okay.
Yeah. Rini jumped on Toyota. That was the first collab we did. And we did a film clip for that, and that was a lot of fun. It was cool to get to know Rini. He's awesome, chill, humble dude. And then we did Natural just as a side song, and we didn't actually release it for quite some time. And then when we finally did, Natural did the biggest numbers I've had so far. It's not like massive numbers, but it helped having Rini on there, because he's built a lot of buzz and done a lot of hard work and groundwork for Filipino artists in Melbourne. Yeah, for sure.
And the one thing I did love about this track is that it's a little bit different for both of you guys, so maybe talk about how, you guys got together on this record, because, we know Rini's a beast. And so I'm really curious to find out like what the writing sessions were like when you guys were creating this track.
For which song, Toyota or Natural? Natural. Well, Natural was, I wasn't there when he wrote and recorded that one. He was in the studio with the producers, the Stardy brothers. Shout out Adam and Jordan. Yeah, so I wasn't present for that. So yeah, I just got sent the demo version and went, shit, that's fire. So yeah, I wasn't really I was part of the Toyota process. I was there for that, and he just brought his guitar and we just jammed out for 5-6 hours all up, and it just came so naturally to him. He's just so naturally talented, man. So
Yeah.
I just sort of just kicked back and gave 2 cents here and there whenever he needed it, but he didn't need it much, man. He was he's a beast, like you said.
And you mentioned like this was the biggest song of, streaming wise to date.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is? Like, what is it about this song that made it more, I guess, engaging to, the fans out there?
Well, it's just one, it was the production from the Satati brothers. It was just really simple, really palatable and accessible. So it wasn't too underground. It was it had a very heavy pop sentimentality. But when you hear me, and more so especially Rini, we just brought sort of like a left of center pop element to it, in the sense that it had hip hop vibes, but not heavy hip hop vibes. And I think the sound and all the textures in it, mixed with the concept of just wanting to kick back with your partner and not go out and just have a night in, and you prefer her in tracksuit and just natural without any makeup on. I think that probably rung true with a lot of people. And probably the third thing was the timing, because we were mid-lockdown when we dropped that song. So I think a lot of people, were just listening more at that time, and maybe, just vibe with the song, because they had nothing else to do. I'm not sure, Yeah.
Well, let's give everyone a little bit of a taste of Natural featuring Rini. This is by GMC right here on Spotlight on Heavy Rotation.
Baby, let me tell you something good. Never really felt the way it should till I met you. Had to get you, it's natural. Girl, I ride with you.
So that was Natural by GMC featuring Rini right here on Spotlight on Heavy Rotation, Filipino hip hop and R&B. You guys know the drill. Download it, stream it, buy it, add it to your playlist, wherever you guys get your music. All right, next song I want to talk to you about is Venus and Mars. And this one featured Vanessa Librea. Is that how you say her last name?
Yeah, Vanessa Librea. I said the same thing, but she, Librea, but she, when I finally got to meet her, she corrected me. So shout out Vanessa Librea.
Now, this song is definitely a vibe. Like, just hearing this song, when I first heard it, I was already sucked in, So how did this collaboration happen? And, maybe talk about Vanessa a little bit. How did that connection flourish? And then why did you pick her to be featured on this track?
Yeah. All right. So this song has actually a bit of an interesting journey. So when the Satati brothers first made the beat, they had someone else in mind. And I remember being in the studio, just being like a crack fiend, like, man, I want that beat. If that other person doesn't take that beat, let me have it. Let me have it.
Like, so I'm buying burritos, I'm buying donut and chips, I'm giving you fish and chips, whatever you want. I want that beat.
Exactly. I was just giving them the puppy dog eyes. So when the artist that they had in mind for it didn't come through, I just started writing, and then everything came out, and it came out easy, and it was awesome. And then it was trying to find a feature for it. So we went through a couple of artists that we wanted to try for it, but some said they didn't catch a vibe. Some tried something, but it wasn't that good. But when I finally sent it to Vanessa, who I found on Instagram on just randomly through some other sort of Filipino artists that she works with, and just reached out, and she said she loved the vibe. And I think like maybe a month or two later, she came through with it, and we were pleasantly surprised at how smooth her vocals were, and how much it just suited the topic and the feel. Yeah, we were wrapped.
Now, did you guys create this track I'm assuming it was during pandemic, right? So how did the back and forth go? How did you guys make it work in order to get the track out?
Well, we'd had the track ready for like a year, and
Okay.
we were trying to find the right person for it. So yeah, we just sent her the track, and she worked on it. From her side, I think she got help writing some of the melodies, and Aldwin, he recorded her vocals, and yeah, he's a beast as well when it comes to production, and so I'm sure he had a lot to do with how good it sounded as well. So shout out Aldwin.
Yeah. So during the writing process, like, what were the words that were running through your head? Like, how did you know what words to put together and what to convey?
Well, once I got with the topic of Venus and Mars, that whole like men are from Mars and women are from Venus, and we're so different in the way that we approach relationships sometimes, or even the way that we think.
Yeah.
And I just applied that to a breakup that I had. That wasn't the most recent breakup; it was the breakup before. Like I told you, pattern of behavior. But yeah, once I just applied that to my own personal experiences, I could just take little anecdotal moments from my own experience and just weave them into the song. And it was almost like therapy for me too. Like I had a chance to like dissect my relationship post-mortem, and I was like, man, we were really different.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just came easy.
Now, the good and bad thing about writing a song like this is when you put it out, it sounds dope, right? But then when you start to listen, like, damn, you start thinking about that relationship again. And so you get kind of like sucked into that whole, why did I write this song? Or, you know what I mean?
It's different for me. So I feel that when I'm writing,
Yeah.
But once I've written it and recorded it, it's almost like
like closure almost.
Yeah. I get a chance to separate myself, because I have to think about it less emotionally, even though the song's emotionally charged. I have to like sort of detach myself from it and go, all right, I have to listen from an objective perspective. And when I do, I think I get to let it go a little. And when the song's out there, when it comes on, I don't feel those feelings much. It's almost like I separate, and it's gone. It's there. It's not into the ether now. So I don't have to. Yeah, it just helps with the whole moving on process. So.
All right, so here's a follow-up question to that. So have any of your exes called you up and said, hey, was that song about me?
Well, with the last EP, Smoke at Night, she knew. I gave her a heads up. I had to give her a heads up too. Yeah, I'm like, look, this whole EP is about you. Because we sort of ended on initially good terms, and then some other stuff happened, so we ended up on bad terms. But, at the same time, if you've loved someone once, I can't, shut them out forever.
Yeah.
So I was still amicable after, and I definitely gave her a heads up. I'm like, look, some of this stuff is a little personal, but
yeah.
I make music, and music has to be personal. So just a heads up. But she understood.
All right, you guys. So let's get a feel of what Venus and Mars sounds like. This is by GMC featuring Vanessa. Man, I just screwed it up again. Libria.
Yeah.
Libria. There you go. Right here on Spotlight on Heavy Rotation, Filipino hip hop and R&B.
All this space between us, can't you meet me halfway? Tryna reach you, girl, but why you going that way? This way, when did we lose our way? Tell me who's to blame for the gap between Venus and Mars.
Once again, that was Venus and Mars by GMC featuring Vanessa Librea right here on Heavy Rotation, Filipino hip hop and R&B. I know you guys are feeling those vibes. Download it, buy it, stream it. You guys know the routine. Do it over and over, repeat. Share it with your friends. The song is on fire, yo. So, all right, last song that we're going to talk about. This one is a brand new one. Oh, even before that, the music video for Venus and Mars is coming out. Talk about that really quickly.
Yeah, so that came out yesterday. That was the first and probably only time I got to meet Vanessa in person. But we just did that film clip in front of a green screen, and Ned, or AKA Jamal Colorado Films, he did the music video and smashed it and did all these cool effects, and it's one of my favorites to date. He killed that, so I was wrapped.
All right, you guys. So get on the tube and stream the heck out of the brand new music video, Venus and Mars, by my brother GMC and Vanessa. So do that right now, y'all. Okay, here we go. Last song that we're going to talk about. This one's coming. It's a brand new one. It's coming on a new EP. The song's called Energy, and it features yourself, Ryder, Johnny Narcotics. One word. How do you describe the song? Would it be grimy or dirty?
Grimy or dirty? Probably a healthy balance of both.
All right, elaborate.
Well, it's just one of those songs where it's just one of those sort of rap songs where we just flex a little and just flex our skills. And it was fun to sort of take a break from all the sort of introspective, emotional stuff and just rap and be a little cheeky and talk about, not so deep experiences and just talk about fun, lit stuff.
Yeah. Now, do you like collaborating with other artists? Because I mean, this one you had 2 other artists join you as well. So is it fun to collaborate, or do you prefer kind of just doing your own thing?
I love collaborating. We're doing a lot of it this year. So me and Johnny Narcotics produced that track. So it's like a joint EP that we're doing. So shout out to Johnny Narcotics. We've been doing so much work lately. It's been a blessing. He's encouraged, working with other artists, and we've done that. So we've got a lot. So we've got that Ryder EP that's called BIMB, or AKA Bin in My Bag. That EP is coming out July 15th. So keep an eye out for that. It's just got all like hard bangers on there and maybe one chilled song. So look out for that. But I love collabing. I want to do way more of it. We've got a lot of collabs planned out for this year. Yeah.
Are they Filipino artists too? I can't remember.
Yep. So I've got a song with LOC on the way. We've got a song with Jessica Jade on the way. She's Filipino as well. And me and Timber have been talking. So we want to get a collab cracking as well. We just have to find the right song.
Yeah.
And Zoilo as well. I think we're going to be doing something.
Nice.
I think I don't think I've approached him yet, but I have a feeling that we're going to do something. So shout out to Zoilo.
So I'm going to manifest this right now. So whichever Filipino artists are listening to our conversation, I want to manifest like an Australian all-star track with all Filipino artists. Like I could just hear a 10-minute song of just every single dope Filipino artist that's out there right now. Just like dip into this track, whatever it is, and just do something massive. So I'm manifesting it right now.
That's actually a good idea. So if we end up doing that, you 100% getting the exclusive, bro. 100%.
I'm manifesting it, so I'm putting it out there. I'm gonna hit up LOC. I'm like, yo, spread the word. Let's make this happen somehow. So I want to hear it.
If anyone's gonna make it happen, I reckon it'll be LOC. He's a low key leader. Like he doesn't boast like he's a leader, but he's low key a leader. So shout outs to LOC. So I think if anyone's going to make that happen, it'll be LO, and I'm definitely down for that, 100%.
So let's circle back to energy really quick. Now, does energy mean like energy, or is it an acronym for something else?
Nah, it just means energy. It just means energy. But we just try to find a cool way to, spell it.
Yeah,
be hip.
So when listeners hear this, what is the main message that they're supposed to get after hearing this joint? Because I mean, it's fire. Sometimes you kind of get lost in the beat and you forget what you're listening to. So what do you hope that our mixers and heavies get out of this?
Honestly, I just want the song to G them up. It's a type of song that I'd want a group of friends to play when they're super drunk, or they hear it in a club and they come on and they just amp up and turn up. Well, people hitting the gym, the people that just want to, just get the energy up. That's pretty much what it is to me. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Let's get your ears ready right now. Let's play it. It's Energy by GMC, Ryder, Johnny Narcotics, right here on Spotlight on Heavy Rotation.
Energy. Yeah.
Looking for the baggy girl, wanna get in my business, wanna get nosy. Take me to the bathroom, down on her knees, yeah, this girl wanna propose me. This girl wanna be famous, yeah, this girl wanna be posing. She wanna send it, let it go, this girl wanna be frozen. That's the coldest head that I've ever gotten.
Fire right there. That is NRGY by GMC, Ryder, and Johnny Narcotics on Spotlight on Heavy Rotation Filipino Hip Hop and R&B. If you guys haven't done it already, go to wherever you get your music, download, stream it, buy it. Again, you guys know the drill. Do that right now. So GMC, my brother, last question for you. As a Filipino artist, what does being Filipino mean to you, especially right now?
I don't know. I've never had that question asked to me before. It just means it's part of my identity. It's part of my sense of humor. I think Filipino senses of humor are, I don't know, they're different to other cultures and nationality. And, you know, it's different for me because I grew up in a heavily Filipino influenced household. But for me, it just means, I think just it's part of who I am, and there's a community building in Australia, and I love that. So yeah, it's a mixture of who I am and a community that's building in Australia, which is dope.